Hey guys, my name is Mike Munzing with Munzing Mortgage Group. Each week I make these videos for you. This week is going to be dedicated to the foreclosure report that just came out for December of 2011. Each month I try to take a look at that, see what the trends are. This month we're going to be breaking down Orange County as well, in addition to California. But first, let's jump into the rates for the week. They are fantastic. Let's check out some of the highlights here. 30-year fixed rates conforming, 3.625, fantastic. Most all of the rates, up until the big jumbos, are going to be below 4%. These are crazy rates. If you have past clients or even friends who also need to refinance, have them give me a call for that too. I'm at 949-689-5626, or be sure and get this rate sheet. Look at the individual rates, but get this rate sheet, take it to your open house. You can get it at www.mikemunzing.com. Now is the time to lock in those low rates. A number of you have called me. We're working on your rental properties. It is not going to be long before these rates end up jumping up, and we need to nail that down. Now let's jump into the foreclosure report once again for December. Now I get my reports from Foreclosure Radar. My friend Sean O'Toole up in Northern California puts that out every month. He does a great job. He is at foreclosureradar.com. It is a subscription site, one you definitely should look into. But let's see what's going on here. He gives kind of a quick overview, and he says that California is very unique. The big spike for California overall is that cancellations jumped 45.8%, which is very unique. But what turned out, most of that is up in Los Angeles. The office in Norwalk got shut down. They had a new city ordinance against the foreclosures. They shut that office down. They had to cancel over 5,000 foreclosures in LA County. So there's a good chance those are going to be refiled down the road once they get the bugs worked out. But that's been the big hit for the month. Nevada is kind of interesting. I was meeting with the governor of Nevada a couple of weeks ago. I hadn't seen the report yet. They appear to have put sort of a moratorium on foreclosures. That's somewhat of a surprise. He's a Republican, so foreclosures in themselves are not a bad thing. They help clear out the market. We're gonna have to watch and see what happens in Nevada to see if that really affects their market. Their real estate and that end of the market is gonna be very affected by the stopping of the foreclosures. I'm very negative on, I think, what that's gonna do to that market. But let's move on here and take a look in California first. Let's run down these numbers. Now, once again, once the borrower gets late on their payment, after a time, there will be a filed notice of default. That lets them know that they're going into foreclosure. And then after that, you get the notice of trustee sale, which tells you exactly what date you will be getting foreclosed on. And then a number of things can happen. Either the property will be canceled, then the property either sells to the bank that brought the foreclosure on, back to the bank as they say, or it goes to a third party, which will be those folks that are buying on the steps of the courthouse, all cash, investors. That's how that works. Okay, let's run down these numbers now and take a look at the report. Once again, you can find this report on my website. It'll be attached to the email that I sent to you, and it should be linked over here on YouTube, over in the side notes as well. In California, notice of defaults were down 30.6% for the month of December from the previous month. The next step, notice of trustee sales, were actually up 12.6%. So that's telling the folks when their homes are going to go to foreclosure. The cancellations, that's that number I mentioned a moment ago, that was actually up 45.78%, more than 5,000 up in LA. Back to the bank was actually up as well, 4.35. So the ones that actually go to the steps of the courthouse, 4.33% of those went back to the bank more than November, and sold to the third party was pretty much exactly flat from the previous month. Now, I have a secondary report strictly for Orange County in the packet on my website. And notices of trustee sales dropped drastically in Orange County for December, down 37.95% from November. You've got the notice of trustee sale right here, all of Orange County. That is up 9.59%, just a hair below 10%. Next would be the cancellations. Now remember, up huge for the state. It was only up 1.5% here in Orange County. Back to the banks, we're actually down 4.3%. And finally, the properties in Orange County that sold to the third party at the steps of the courthouse in December were down right at 10% over November of last year. So I know these are a lot of numbers here. I know I don't cover this all the time anymore, but foreclosures are still important. They bring in those REOs and distress sales that help our buyer get the properties maybe a little bit less in the market, we hope. But hey, we're heading into a great weekend. This year has kicked off quite well. I know a lot of you have called me. It's great to hear from you. We're getting your buyers approved quickly. We've had a great run. I so appreciate it. 2012 has been fantastic thus far. So call me anytime. Once again, 949-689-5626. Don't forget to send your buyers over to my online application. Very fast, very effective, very helpful. They seem to like it and they send them over to me. I know I get those all the time. So let's work together. Once again, God bless you. God bless your family. God bless this wonderful country we live in, America. 2012 is going to be huge. Got elections coming. That'll be great. And let's work together. Bye-bye.
This is the house we used to live in. This is a place I used to know. This is the house we